Hier ist übrigens der Scenic Lookout. Hier kann man ganz viele tolle Sachen sehen.
Hello from the state of Victoria. We are at our campsite with direct access to the ocean. There's no one here except a few birds that get Chris' undivided attention. But now it's time to sleep. Good night. Good morning from beautiful Yambuk Lake.
Hallo. Hi. Sonnenbrand auf der Nase.
Before we leave, we briefly share the plan for today. We want to go to Adelaide, so let's go. There are 600 kilometers to go, so we fuel up. By the way, in Australia you can often pay by credit card directly at the gas pump. Our first destination is the lighthouse at Cape Nelson, but more exciting than that is something completely different.
Hier ist übrigens der Scenic Lookout. Hier kann man ganz viele tolle Sachen sehen.
During our next break, we discover another typical Australian animal in the forest. Welcome to South Australia. We leave the state of Victoria. There are signs what you are not allowed to take with you, like living plants, but there is no one to control it. In Mount Gambier, at the foot of an extinct volcano, we head for a greater lake called Blue Lake. It is said to shine brilliantly blue. Let's have a look from above to see if this is true. As we drive on, we pass an Aldi. It always amazes us that on the other side of the world you can find things that are so common for us. So we stock up on food and drinks and continue our journey. By the way, the further we get away from the sea, the warmer it gets. And we see more and more fields where wine is grown. No wonder, wine growing in Australia is mainly limited to the southern regions. At a rest stop, we take a look from the air at what the landscape currently looks like and then have lunch. Bon appétit! This is virtually art in the middle of nowhere. The small town of Coonalpyn has immortalized 5 of its elementary school children on 30-meter high silos. They are called the Silo Kids and they symbolize hope for the future.
Happy Birthday, 8500 Kilometer, Betty.
Und davon jetzt genau 2200 mit uns. Bei 6300 haben wir sie übernommen, jetzt hat sie 8500.
In Adelaide, we find a campsite right by the ocean and enjoy an exceptionally beautiful sunset. It's our last day at the sea before we leave for the Outback. Good morning in Adelaide. We have 850 kilometers ahead of us. Today we are really going inland. Our destination is Coober Pedy. So let's go. The next 2 weeks we will be moving further and further away from civilization. It's March 9th, 2020, and we don't know that we'll catch a small reprieve from Corona and its world-changing effects. But in Australia's outback, normal life is very far away. Fortunately, we don't always have good internet access and thus no chance to keep up to date with what's going on in Germany, so happy holiday! Having arrived in Port Augusta, we briefly stock up on food and lots of drinking water for the time in the Outback. The most beautiful thing about this town is the first salt lake of our life, which we discover not far away.
Leck mal dran.
Salzig.
Shortly after Port Augusta starts the famous Stuart Highway, which runs straight through the Outback and which will lead us first to Coober Pedy and several hundred kilometers further to Ayers Rock. During our first rest in the Outback, we notice three things. First, it's finally getting really warm. On some parking lots, there are roofs for shade parkers like us to protect us from the heat. Second, tada! Finally, we get to know the typical Australian soil. It will accompany us for some time. And third, we don't take it seriously yet, but flies. Today is almost a pure driving day without any big highlights. You might think that such a long drive over hundreds of kilometers without any turn off is monotonous and boring, but we find it absolutely relaxing. This is our first roadhouse where we refuel directly. The liter costs much more than we are used to, but that's the way it is in the Outback. And then we finally reach Coober Pedy. In the next episode, we'll tell you why the people in the city mainly live underground. If you don't want to miss the answer, subscribe to our channel and leave us a big thumbs up if you liked this episode. Thanks for watching and see you soon.